Lawmaker in Rhode Island. This is Enrique Sanchez, and he says this: "It will soon be the day that I confront these Nazi ICE thugs in person for terrorizing our communities."
This is State Representative Enrique Sanchez of Rhode Island, and he has just decided, I'm going to threaten Homeland Security, and he does not feel bad about it.
I'm not going to apologize for using my platform to speak up for my constituents and my city.
So, unfortunately, this is becoming a norm where politicians decide, I'm going to either get on the internet or literally get in the faces of Homeland Security officers. So in this video, we are going to talk about another one of those lawmakers, Enrique Sanchez. Now, before we start the video, make sure to please like the video. It's the #1 way you guys are helping this channel, but it also helps others see the videos as well, and people need to see what's going on in Rhode Island right now.
Lawmaker in Rhode Island. This is Enrique Sanchez, and he says this: "It will soon be the day that I confront these Nazi ICE thugs in person for terrorizing our communities. It will be a day of reckoning and no going back. I hope the people of Providence and Rhode Island have our back. They will try to end our work and put down our struggle." Just respond to that, Trisha.
The state representative, Aisha, is a coward. He's a keyboard warrior, and he could not stand to do what these brave men and women in law enforcement do every single day.
Now, I think you'll find this interesting. So, Homeland Security calling State Representative Enrique Sanchez a keyboard warrior. So, I went straight to his social media. On July 30th, he had the chance to confront one of these Homeland Security agents like he said he was going to do, but instead he just leaked the information of where these agents were operating in Providence, Rhode Island.
This is one right here, right? This is one right here?
One right here, but there's another one in Charleston and
Berger?
Yeah, if there isn't, you have my number, right?
Yeah, I got your number, yeah.
Yeah, just text me and I'll ask them.
Do we know who they're waiting for? What house exactly they're trying to...
I don't think we do.
You don't know?
No.
Alright, thank you.
I don't think Enrique realizes what he just did. #1, he could be arrested or charged for obstruction if this was a criminal investigation and this elected official just leaked the information of these agents. He could be in massive trouble. But #2, I don't think a lot of people caught this. He's on the phone with somebody else.
Do we know who they're waiting for? What house exactly they're trying to...
I don't think we do.
You don't know?
No.
Alright, thank you.
Again, if this is a criminal investigation and the lawmaker has just leaked all of this information onto the internet, the other person on the phone seems to be well aware of what's going on here. You see, the mayor of Nashville, he is currently being investigated for his communication with other groups and the possibility of working together for obstruction or at least working together to support illegal immigrants. And by the way, if you haven't already, make sure to please subscribe to my channel. This is what we do here. We hold our elected officials accountable. Let's continue.
The Young Republicans group is once again calling for the State House of Representatives to censure Representative Enrique Sanchez for once again calling ICE officers, quote, Nazi Gestapo thugs. Sanchez made the remarks on social media, also threatening a, quote, day of reckoning. Sanchez has been facing bipartisan backlash and making national headlines after condemning immigration officials in social media posts earlier this month.
Okay, so here's the reality. Rhode Island is a very Democrat state, but even Enrique Sanchez is a little too hardcore for the other Democrats in the area. The fact that Republicans and Democrats are not the biggest fans of Enrique Sanchez says something about his character and his actions.
In a statement, Sanchez tells 12 News in part, "I'm not going to apologize for using my platform to speak up for my constituents and my city. The fact that the so-called party of free speech is calling for me to be censured for my tweets is just the latest example of their hypocrisy." We also reached out to House Speaker Joseph Shekarchi, but so far we haven't heard back.
Okay, so Enrique loves social media, but I think he's conflating what free speech is and possibly threatening federal agents. Here's what he recently had to say. All right, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm giving the mini Republican Party in Rhode Island too much clout. I'm done now. Maybe I should be another typical politician who stays quiet and doesn't speak up for his constituents, communities, the marginalized, and the oppressed during a time of high tension and division. Maybe I should stop working the way I do and stop moving the way I move. I'm actually shocked I'm reading an actual politician's tweets right now. I'm not benefiting financially, emotionally, mentally, etc. I do what I do because I prepared all my life for these moments. If I stay quiet, I lose my sense of honor. I lose my convictions and values. Don't ask me to change or back down. I won't. It's my struggle. Okay, so make sure to please leave your comments down below how you feel about Enrique Sanchez's post. Now, what it looks like is what a lot of Democrats tend to do. We see this on the federal level, where right now the Democrat Party has a super low approval rating. So once in a while we see one Democrat really try to stand out from the rest, but Enrique has the opposite problem in Rhode Island because everyone seems to be a Democrat. So if you want to get elected again or you want to stand out, you have to be the most Democrat in Rhode Island, and I think that's what he's doing here.
State prosecutors have dismissed a misdemeanor criminal DUI charge against Representative Enrique Sanchez. Court records show that the dismissal comes just days after the 28-year-old pleaded guilty in traffic court to refusing a breathalyzer test in exchange for prosecutors dropping one count of failing to obey traffic control devices. Sanchez still has to undergo alcohol treatment, perform 10 hours of community service, and keep an ignition interlock system in his vehicle for another 6 months. Sanchez's attorney, John Harwood, told me that the lawmaker wanted to put this incident behind him, move forward, and focus on representing the people from his district to the best of his ability.
Yeah, so this happened, and thankfully no one was hurt. Now, Enrique was arrested as a lawmaker in this video. The charges were dropped as far as it being a full DUI. Now, what I do want to say is this. A lot of people are pointing out he only got away with it because he's a lawmaker, but I also found out in Rhode Island it's actually not that uncommon for your first-time offense for your DUI to get dropped in the same circumstances. But I just wanted to add this in the video because we don't know anything about Enrique, and this is the one clip that kept popping up. I figured I would put this in there for you, so let me know how you feel about this. Okay, so I went to Enrique's social media once again, and I found this post. Almost every day this summer been showing up and supporting our communities who are citizens or undocumented and helping with their court cases. This is what we do and why we do it. Now, point number one I want to make is he's actually distinguishing citizens and illegal immigrant. I do find that interesting. Typically, Democrats who act like Enrique will just loop everyone together. So he is separating the two, but also he's admitting that I am helping illegal immigrants, and he does have the right to do that when it comes to their court cases. But the question is, as a lawmaker, do you know things we don't know? Are you harboring illegal immigrants? Because that could be crossing the line, and the Trump administration is known to go after people like Enrique if they cross that line. Okay, so this might be shocking to you, but these are elected officials from Providence, Rhode Island. They are concerned that the perception is the local police are working with Homeland Security, despite Homeland Security busting actual, legitimate gangs in the area and massive threats to the area. They are still more concerned about working with Homeland Security.
I'm interested in making sure that our community knows that Providence police are there to protect them, that they will not cooperate or serve as immigration agents, and preliminarily we believe that policy was followed in that instance, although it certainly was a jarring video that I saw, but upon closer review and understanding the full context of the circumstance, it seems like at the initial outset that Providence Police acted in accordance with our existing policy.
While I am grateful that there is an investigation, I have serious concerns even of the perception that Providence Police is partnering, working with, in any way, supporting the activities of ICE. And I'm going to keep working with my colleagues and with the mayor and with public safety to make sure that our city ordinance is followed, which explicitly prohibits Providence Police from doing exclusive immigration enforcement action.
Okay, so the Trump administration knows what's going on in Rhode Island. I think I can hear some of you screaming on the other side of the screen, why aren't these elected officials being held accountable? I do think it's only a matter of time because Tom Homan is trying to deal with a bunch of other mayors and elected officials who are actually doing way worse. Now, the situation in Rhode Island, I think, is really represented by this woman right here who describes how there are watch groups in the area who will respond to an area if there is a known Homeland Security presence.
Over 100 community members were patrolling for ICE today after the defense line got a call that ICE was seen in Central Falls in Rhode Island. 100 people turned out within a matter of like half an hour to patrol the streets both on foot and in cars. And the 3 ICE vehicles that were spotted, they were driven away. There were also cars tailing them. I didn't see that with my own eyes, but that's what people said. People are showing the up. They're walking around. They're driving around. And we're doing it because and people deserve to live here without fear and terror.
Now, I don't know if this young woman is aware, but she just ratted out that group. She just admitted that they were stalking the federal agents, which is a federal crime. Now, one thing I do want to point out is the Trump administration is trying to figure out whether or not elected officials are tied into these type of groups. Again, the mayor in Nashville, that's what he's under investigation for, and we know without a doubt the LA mayor, she's fully admitted she talks to groups like this. But the question is, are there elected officials who are advising and telling these groups what to do? And these groups are already really on that line. They are allowed to exist, but when you start ratting out, trailing federal agents, that could be obstruction, that could be stalking, that could be a very big issue. So again, I don't know if this young woman realizes what she just posted on the internet. Now, I figured you'd get a little more insight into how these people operate, what they sound like, and here's another watchdog group.
Call from the Deportation Defense Line to cross street on Central Falls this morning on Sunday, July 27th, that ICE was here. We were able to verify within minutes that 3 cars were in fact filled with ICE agents, and we called out the community so that we were able to patrol on foot and in cars to pursue those cars around the community. They were posted up here thinking that they would find some easy target, somebody who they were going to nab off the street. And because our community members came out in force with more than 100 people at our peak, we were able to scare ICE off. We followed them down the highway, we followed them through the city, and ultimately the cars were gone within about 45 minutes. This goes to show just how powerful we are when we're united as a community. Because the neighbors called the defense line immediately and multiple times, we were able to send out verifiers. And because we had people who were in the WhatsApp and the Telegram alerts channels, we were able to call people out onto the ground so that more than 100 volunteers were helping us to patrol, do outreach, knock on doors, and ensure that ICE couldn't come in our communities without us knowing about it and without us showing up in force. We need your help to make sure that we can expand the work of the defense line. These were people from all over the Providence area who mobilized to Central Falls, and we want you to be one of those people next.
I mean, once again, this watchdog group just posting themselves committing a crime. We followed them through the city, which is stalking. This is illegal. They also talked about their lines of communication. They're on WhatsApp and Telegram. So if the FBI wanted to waste their time and look into this, they already have all of the evidence they need and the leads they need to do some sort of subpoena or investigative work. Now, here's the thing. The number one comment I get all the time, or the complaint, is why is the DOJ, the FBI, Homeland Security, why are they not going after these groups? They are admitting to doing things like this. Why are they not going after them? Here is what I think. I do think this is a waste of time and resources. There are bigger problems that Homeland Security and the FBI are trying to tackle. They are legitimately going after violent criminals out there, and the resources need to go to that. Before the big beautiful bill, resources were very limited. Now that there's more money and more agents being recruited, we might start to see more charges, arrests, and investigations. But when you look into groups like this, it takes a very, very long time. And speaking of resources, you heard it straight from Homeland Security. They consider Enrique a keyboard warrior. To me, that indicates they don't want to give him any more clout or project him onto the national level. A lot of times, these elected officials and some Republicans, they have to do something a little outlandish to stick out. And then when people do research into what they're doing, oh my gosh, Enrique, he's out there in the streets every day. He's doing his job. Man, he's awesome. I remember that guy. Maybe I'll vote for him on the federal level. This is what happens. This is politics. We know this. But his statements were pretty outlandish, and you can really consider that as a threat. That's how I'm perceiving it. That's how Homeland Security is perceiving it. And we also have clear-cut evidence he is out in the streets. He is out there posting the information of where these Homeland Security agents are, and we know he's in communication with other people. We don't know who those other people are, but we do know there are watchdog groups throughout Rhode Island doing the same work Enrique is doing. So thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, another elected official doing things like this. It's becoming super common, unfortunately. So yeah, that's the video. Thank you guys so much. God bless, and we'll see you all later.